Welcome to Around the Peninsula. I'm Army Sergeant Matt Cromer. Would you volunteer for field training surgery? The Forward Surgical Team is always looking for volunteers. Petty Officer Justin Rouse takes us into the operating room.
Nervous than I really was. It really wasn't that bad.
Major Jerry Gosnell is a nurse with the 135th Forward Surgical Team and volunteered to receive a procedure in a makeshift operating room during the exercise.
I thought it'd be more painful than it overall would be, just giving the local. But actually getting local for dental work hurt more than this did. So I was very relaxed and just going through the motions.
Some of the equipment used can be generators for power, communications, documentation, and even food storage. All that is needed for a patient as they move through the military healthcare system.
Yeah, we follow the American Operating Room Nurses Association standards for providing surgery. The same standards that we would apply in a hospital, we apply here. So from providing a sterile field to maintaining a sterile operating room, it's all exactly the same. No difference in the standard of care. We make sure that we ensure the same standards for any patient that's going to have actual surgery in our FST.
But volunteering for a surgery in a field condition environment?
We're absolutely grateful to be able to have the opportunity to provide world-class health care in this type of environment. There's absolutely no difference in the standards and American healthcare standards that we provide to our patient care. It's only thing that's different is the environment that we're providing it in. On a small team, everyone makes a difference. Everyone is key to saving that patient's life.
Petty Officer Justin Rouse, Yongsan, Korea.
The Forward Surgical Team completed 6 volunteer surgeries successfully for the exercise. Behind every great man is a woman, and this soldier is no exception. Army Sergeant Josh Tucker introduces us to her.
Members of 2nd Infantry Division and Area 1 filled the seats of the Camp Red Cloud Theater in honor and celebration of a soldier's career. After 42 years, Chief Warrant Officer 5 Ralph Rigby is retiring from the United States Army. Unlike almost everyone else in the Army, he didn't volunteer. He was drafted.
I was somewhat concerned and reluctant. I made mention, like I said earlier, to my mom, we're in New York. We're right across the border from Canada. We're upstate.
And his mom's response?
She said, because I'm coming to Canada to find you. And when I'm done kicking your tail all the way back down to New York, you're going anyhow.
Some strong words, but her feelings on the inside?
Like the bottom of the world dropped. I knew he had to go, so I just more or less accepted it, I guess.
Today, she smiles for her son.
I'm very, very proud of him. I'm glad that they're sending him home. I've been trying to get him to come home for many years.
And for all the soldiers' mothers out there,
keep praying, hold tight, love them all that much more, and be proud.
Army Sergeant Josh Tucker, Camp Red Cloud, Korea.
Mr. Rigby's retirement ceremony was also his 62nd birthday. Being a part of a sports team correlates with being in the service. Staff Sergeant Jael Laborn introduces us to an individual who proves this.
It's great to be a skilled player, but you can't win as one skilled player.
No iron team is the fabled adage. Concealed behind the seemingly endless drills are life lessons waiting to be discovered.
And I want them to grow up to be stronger young men in the event that they can handle most life situations that arise based on the character and discipline and structure that we impose on the basketball team.
Experience is key in turning a group of individuals into a team.
I enjoy coaching. This is fun to watch them develop. I started playing basketball around 17 years old. I didn't play till I actually went in the Marine Corps, tried out for the team, and didn't make the first year's team. That's what I'm talking about. I had to work on some of my personality and character traits when I was younger. Actually, I do miss it a lot, but the body doesn't allow it after a certain amount of years. I check on these guys after work. I go and see what they're doing. I stop by their offices, and I make sure they're doing well.
A team sharing and achieving goals only sets the stage for greater accomplishments in the future.
This is a strong team, and these young men are going to be hard to beat. They're getting more motivated by the day. They're accepting. They're willing to do whatever it takes to win. and everybody on Kunsan, every unit on Kunsan should be very proud. No, they should be extremely proud of these young men that we have on this team.
Staff Sergeant Jael Laborn, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
Mr. Brooks attended Northwestern High School in Baltimore, Maryland. We head to Young Sung's Collier Fitness Center, where Specialist Simon Matizik explains how a catchy beat and a little bit of rhythm have changed a woman's life.
5 years ago, Camille Kowski stumbled upon an addictive workout that would change her life dramatically.
I started Jazzercise because I was looking for something that was a little bit more fun to work out. I had been working out at the gym. That was just kind of boring to me, and so I discovered Jazzercise, and after one class I was hooked, and I couldn't stop after that. I love Jazzercise. It's my passion, it's my sanity, it keeps me in shape, it keeps me feeling young.
Camille now shares her secret to staying young with others who are passionate about dance.
I started teaching because I really enjoyed the class so much, and I figured that why not get paid to do what I love to do and help motivate other customers to do the same. When I teach Jazzercise, I feel great. It's the best part of my day.
Camille's enthusiasm, and she makes sure that we know all the new songs, and it's an hour, but it goes so quickly because it's so much fun. I get mad, actually, when class is canceled.
Camille's enthusiasm for Jazzercise keeps her students coming back for more.
I have a really positive attitude. I smile a lot. I sing to them. I encourage them to keep moving, work their hardest, and to let them know that they've just spent an hour of me time encouraging them to keep at it.
I just love the energy that Camille brings to the class. I'm just in a very healthy place right now. So yeah, come on out, try it. It's great.
Specialist Simon McTizik, Yongsan, Korea.
Jazzercise is a dance-based group fitness exercise program. Revisiting old and painful memories in a search for closure requires more courage than one would initially think. Army Sergeant Jared Don joins a Canadian for a trip down memory lane.
The sobering reality of war is all around. Each grave is a constant reminder of how fleeting life is.
I thought it would be very easy, but it was very hard to come and see it. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very hard thing. You think after all these years it would be easy, but it's not. It's still a family member. Yeah.
The wounded souls in attendance attest to the sacrifice that service members and families made during the Korean War. George's brother, Robert Fairservice, left him with questions that lingered for years.
Why did he do it? Why did he come? That was his nature, was to get in the Army and come over. Yeah. So I don't blame him. Everybody has to sooner or later go to war for something or other. Yeah.
Finding closure is sometimes the only way one can move on. Saying those final words provide more healing than time ever could.
I would wish him all the luck in the world, and hope he's in a better place than we are.
Army Sergeant Jared Don, Busan, Korea.
More than 26,000 Canadians served in the cause of peace and freedom during the Korean War. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, November 6th. To see these stories and others, go to the AFN Pacific website or view them through the AFN Pacific app. From all of us here at AFN, enjoy your evening.